I recently tried the KRXNY 2000W 24V Pure Sine Inverter, and I wanted to share my experience. It's designed to take the 24 volts DC power from a battery, like in a car or solar setup, and turn it into the 110 volts or 120 volts AC power that you use in your home. I found the LED display helpful. It showed me the input voltage and output wattage, which was useful for monitoring the power usage. It's a pure sine wave inverter, which means it provides cleaner power than some cheaper inverters. This is important for sensitive electronics. I used it to power some small appliances in electronics, and it worked well. I didn't experience any issues with flickering or buzzing. I think it's a decent option if you need a reliable power inverter. I was looking for something that wouldn't create any electrical shortcuts, and this seemed to deliver. The KRXNY 2000W 24V Pure Sine Inverter feels sturdy. It's not too heavy, but it's not flimsy either. I think the build quality is adequate for its purpose. I noticed the cooling fans kicking in when I used it at higher loads, which is good for preventing overheating. I appreciate that it has multiple safety features. It includes overvoltage, overload, and short circuit protection. I felt safer using it knowing these were in place. I used it during a short power outage, and it allowed me to keep some lights and my laptop running. It wasn't intended for heavy industrial use, but for general home and RV use, it seemed sufficient. I didn't get any sudden inspiration for new ideas while using it, but it did solve my power problem. I didn't use it for any playtime activities, but I imagine it could be useful for powering outdoor entertainment. The text on the LED display was easy to read. Overall, I'd say the KRXNY 2000W 24V Pure Sine Inverter is a solid choice. It does what it's supposed to do. It converts 24 volts DC to 110 volts, 120 volts AC with a pure sine wave. The LED display is a nice feature. I think it's suitable for various applications, like car, RV, or home solar setups. I didn't use it to power any laser equipment or any dental tools that would be used on teeth. I also didn't use it as a receiver for any signals. I didn't see any obvious pattern of failure during my use. If you need a reliable inverter, the KRXNY 2000W 24V Pure Sine Inverter is worth considering. I found it to be a good value for the price. Pros: good price, quiet operation, lightweight, works with solar, wind, fan only runs with load, stable AC voltage, accurate voltmeters, low idle draw, small size, generally works well. Cons: voltage label unclear, ground pin issue, wiring too thin, flickering lights, low wattage output, poor surge capacity, flimsy faceplate, poor voltage regulation, short alarm, loose heat shrink, small manual print. Features: 2000W power output, 24 VDC input, 110 versus 120 VAC output, 60 Hz frequency, pure sine wave, power inverter converter, LED display, car compatible, RV compatible, home solar use. This KRXNY 2000W inverter changes 24-volt battery power into regular home electricity. It provides 110 volts or 120 volts AC at 60 Hz. Like what you get from a wall outlet, because it makes pure sine wave power. It's good for sensitive electronics. It has a display to show you what's happening and can be used in cars, RVs, or with solar panels at home. The KRXNY 2000W inverter is a small, quiet device that changes car or solar power into regular home electricity. It's affordable and good for basic use. With a display showing voltage, the fan only turns on when needed, and it generally provides stable power. However, it has some drawbacks. The power label is confusing. The ground pin might be faulty. The wires are thin. Lights might flicker. It doesn't handle high power loads well. The front is flimsy. The voltage can fluctuate. The alarm is short. The wiring cover is loose. And the manual is hard to read.